there, kitchen warriors! Let me ask you something. How many times have you craved a cold, refreshing slushie or a creamy frappe, but ended up with a watered-down mess or a kitchen disaster trying to blend ice the old-fashioned way? Or maybe you've spent a small fortune on frozen margaritas during parties, only to wish you had a better, easier, cheaper solution right at home? Well, you're not alone. And that's exactly why today's review might just change the way you chill. This is the BKPPM Slushie machine for home. A sleek, no ice needed frozen drink maker with a smart LED display, 6 preset programs, and even the ability to whip up soft serve ice cream. And here's the kicker, it pulls all this off without the noisy, clunky hassle of traditional blenders or ice crushers. Whether it's for family movie night, weekend parties, or just to treat yourself after a long workday, this might be the best frozen drink companion of 2025. You just pour in your favorite juice, cold brew coffee, or yes, even wine, and let this machine do the rest. It chills, churns, and serves up icy perfection without needing a single ice cube. And with a 70-ounce capacity, this thing's built for real gatherings, not just single servings. It's currently going for around $269. And if you're curious whether it's really worth it, or how it stacks up to big names like Ninja, stick with me. There's a link down below if you want to check today's deal. Now, I'm going to walk you through everything, starting with the design and construction of this frozen drink machine, because believe it or not, this thing's more than just a pretty face. Stick around, because in the next section, I'll show you how this machine looks, feels, and fits on your counter, and why its sturdy build and modern controls might surprise you. When you first unbox the BKPPM Slushie machine, what hits you immediately is the modern, no-nonsense design. It's got that clean, matte gray finish that blends in with stainless steel appliances, but still looks good enough to stand out on your counter. The machine feels like a real piece of equipment, not just a plastic toy. It's made primarily from ABS plastic, which is durable, lightweight, and resistant to wear and tear. Exactly what you want from something that's going to get frequent use, especially during summer or party season. Now, this unit isn't small. With a 70-ounce capacity and a sturdy base, it commands some real estate on your counter. But that's a trade-off that makes sense. This isn't a single-serve novelty item. It's built for multiple drinks at once. Think 4 to 5 full drinks per batch. For family use, or if you're hosting guests, that's exactly the kind of volume you need. And because the unit is heavy and well-balanced, you won't deal with annoying vibrations or the feeling that it's about to walk off the counter mid-cycle. Multiple reviewers actually mentioned how surprisingly stable it is, even when running for longer periods. Let's talk interface. The BKPPM features a sleek LED display that gives you real-time temperature readings. That means you're not guessing whether your drink is cold enough. It's right there in front of you. Whether you're aiming for a super thick frappe or a lightly chilled juice, the display lets you monitor and adjust with confidence. Everything's controlled through a touchpad interface that's intuitive and responsive. No old-school knobs or dials. It gives off a professional feel, like something you'd expect in a commercial bar setup. And the interior mechanics deserve a mention too. This thing is powered by a high-performance compressor, not a cheap spinning blade pretending to be a freezer. That means you're getting real, quick freezing capability. The internal chamber is designed to evenly chill your liquid ingredients, thanks to a smooth auger mechanism that scrapes and stirs continuously. It's a smart design that ensures even consistency. No chunky bits or half-frozen patches, just smooth slush every time. There's also a thoughtful inclusion of a drip tray that's easy to remove and clean, and the dispensing nozzle is simple to operate. But here's a heads up. One reviewer did report a leak issue early on. Turns out it was due to some screws on the dispenser not being tightened properly. Once adjusted, literally a 1-minute fix, it stopped leaking entirely. So the takeaway here? Double-check fittings on first use, but don't worry. You're not looking at a design flaw, just a minor setup hiccup. Visually, functionally, and structurally, the BKPPM doesn't cut corners. It's clearly engineered with both durability and aesthetics in mind. And honestly, when you swing that lid open and pour in your mix, it feels like you're prepping for a real event, not just making a drink. Coming up next, I'll take you through how it actually performs in real-world use. From frozen margaritas to spiked slushies and even soft-serve ice cream, I'll walk you through what it's like to use this machine day to day, and where it truly shines, or stumbles. So, how does the BKPPM Slushie machine really perform when the rubber meets the road? Or more accurately, when the juice hits the chamber? First off, let's talk speed. This machine uses a built-in compressor to chill your liquids down fast. Really fast. Depending on your ingredients and their sugar content, you can go from liquid to slushy in as little as 15 minutes. Heavier recipes like frappés or ice cream may take up to an hour, but even then, that's lightning quick compared to traditional methods or older appliances. One user reported making energy drink slushies in 20 minutes flat, chilled to the point of a legit brain freeze. That's some serious cooling power. Now, what makes this machine a standout isn't just the speed, it's the versatility. The BKPPM comes pre-programmed with 6 modes: slush, spiked slush, chilled juice, milkshake, frappe, and even ice cream. Each program is tailored with optimized settings for churn rate, cooling, and texture. And the great thing, you don't have to guess. You pick your mode, hit a button, and let the machine handle the rest. Let's say you're making a frozen margarita. You load in your ingredients, tequila, lime juice, maybe some triple sec, and hit spiked slush. The machine cools it to the perfect temperature while maintaining a smooth consistency. One tip from a reviewer, the default spiked drink setting goes a bit colder than needed. They found that around 21 degrees Fahrenheit delivered better texture than 17, so feel free to play around. What about frappés or iced coffee? One reviewer used cold brew and got a smooth frappe-like texture on the first try. That said, sugar is key here. This machine needs at least 4% sugar content to freeze properly. If you're trying something low sugar or sugar-free, you might not get ideal results unless you add a stabilizer or use the preset best suited for thinner drinks. And yes, you can actually make soft serve style ice cream with this unit. It's not a commercial gelato machine, but it gets surprisingly close. Just make sure your base is pre-chilled. One reviewer tried to shortcut this by pouring in room temp cream and got slower results, but once they learned to cool their mix beforehand, the outcome was creamy and totally satisfying. Where it also excels is in consistency control. If your slushie isn't quite right, you can cancel and restart with another mode to tweak it. The machine remembers your settings and holds the slushy consistency for hours, so you're not rushing to serve it before it melts into soup. That's thanks to the built-in keep cool function that activates after a cycle ends, which keeps your mix at serving temperature without over-freezing. Noise-wise, surprisingly quiet. Reviewers consistently mentioned how unobtrusive the machine is, even with the compressor running. That's a big plus if you're using it in a home with kids, or you just don't want to feel like you're in an industrial kitchen every time you make a drink. Now, let's address a real-world issue: early user error. A few customers reported problems with separating liquids or poor texture, but almost every one of those comments traced back to ignoring ingredient guidelines. If you skip the sugar, use hot liquids, or add solids like fruit chunks, you're gonna have a bad time. But when you follow the recipe book, and yes, this comes with one, it's almost foolproof. In short, whether you're hosting a backyard barbecue or just want a midnight frappe, this machine delivers real performance without the guesswork. It's consistent, powerful, and adaptable. But remember, you need to understand the basics of your ingredients, sugar levels, alcohol content, and chilling the mix beforehand to get the best out of it. Next up, we'll get into what it's like to live with this machine. How easy is it to clean? How much space it takes? And whether it's a pain to maintain. Because let's be real, no one wants a high-maintenance kitchen gadget. Let's face it, performance is only half the story. A machine can make the best slushie on earth, but if it's a nightmare to clean or clunky to use, it'll end up collecting dust next to your waffle maker and that as-seen-on-TV pasta roller. Thankfully, the BKPPM Slushie machine scores high in everyday usability. From setup to shutdown, it's designed to keep things simple, even if you've never used a frozen drink maker before. Out of the box, it arrives mostly assembled, which is a big win. Reviewers mentioned that the parts detach easily for that first clean, and reassembly is straightforward. No complicated locking mechanisms, no guessing games. The user manual and included recipe guide are actually helpful. Imagine that, and walk you through the process without feeling like a technical manual for a jet engine. The touchpad controls are smooth and well labeled, so there's no need to memorize complex sequences. Each program has its own button, and the real-time LED temperature readout keeps you in control without ever lifting the lid. Want your margarita a little softer, or your frappe more frozen? A quick tap lets you adjust or switch modes without a full reset. Now let's talk cleaning, because if you've ever owned a blender, you know how annoying it can be to scrub out sticky fruit pulp or leftover dairy. That's where this machine really earns points. The drip tray and lid are both removable and dishwasher safe, which makes cleanup a breeze. Just pop them off, rinse or toss them in the dishwasher, and you're done. The internal chamber is designed to be easily wiped clean, and because it doesn't use ice, there's no need to empty melted water or worry about scale buildup. Plus, the BKPPM has an automatic cleaning mode, which is a game changer. You add water and a little dish soap, press a button, and the machine cycles through a cleaning sequence that flushes the system. It's not a deep clean like you'd do every few weeks, but for daily use, it's more than enough to keep things fresh and sanitary. Of course, no product is perfect. One early hiccup worth mentioning is the dispenser leak reported by a user. Initially, their unit dripped even when the nozzle was closed. But, to the company's credit, their customer service responded quickly with a fix. It turned out the screws on the nozzle weren't tight enough from the factory. A quick screwdriver adjustment solved the problem completely. So, minor issue, but easily resolved. And here's another heads up. This isn't a compact appliance. It takes up a decent footprint on your countertop, so if space is tight in your kitchen, you'll need to plan accordingly. But remember, you're replacing a blender, an ice cream maker, and even that overpriced coffeehouse frappe habit. In that light, the space trade-off feels justified. Long-term maintenance? Still too early to say definitively, but the build quality feels solid. The auger and mixing parts are sturdy, not flimsy, and most users haven't reported wear even after multiple uses. The only concern mentioned was availability of replacement parts down the road. But with the product being new and backed by a warranty, that shouldn't be an immediate worry. So in daily life, this is the kind of appliance you'll actually enjoy using. Not just for the results, but because it doesn't create extra work. Setup is simple, controls are clear, cleaning is fast, and when something does need attention, the design makes it obvious and easy to fix. Next, we're wrapping it all up in the final block, where I'll share whether this machine truly earns its place in your kitchen and why it just might be your new favorite party trick. So, here's the bottom line. The BKPPM Slushie machine isn't just a novelty item. It's a serious frozen drink station built for real homes, real parties, and real everyday cravings. Whether you're whipping up creamy frappés, slushy cocktails, or experimenting with homemade soft serve, it brings professional-level results without requiring a professional to operate. What really sets it apart is the combination of versatility and ease. 6 intelligent presets, fast no-ice freezing, a generous 70-ounce capacity, and a simple low-maintenance design all come together to create a kitchen companion that does way more than just chill drinks. It's fun, functional, and honestly a conversation starter whenever it's running. Yes, it takes up some counter space, and yes, there's a learning curve when it comes to ingredient prep and sugar levels. But for under $300, you're getting a machine that replaces a blender, an ice cream maker, and those overpriced frozen drinks from your local cafe or bar. Plus, it's quieter than you'd expect and easier to clean than you'd believe. So, is it worth it? If you value convenience, creativity, and cool drinks on demand, this one's hard to beat. And now I want to hear from you. What's your go-to frozen drink? Have you ever made a boozy slushie or a coffee frappe at home? Drop your favorite kitchen hack in the comments. And hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with that friend who always orders the most complicated drink on the menu. You know the one. Catch you in the next review. Cheers!